Hey everyone, welcome back to another Live Trains Rail Recap. Let's jump into the video. We begin the video in Houston, Texas, where we caught a very rare routing for Amtrak Sunset Limited train. Let's jump into why. So looking at the railroad map of Houston, we can see all the different subdivisions that are located on the south end of the city. Normally, the Sunset Limited train comes from San Antonio, Texas to Houston off the UP Glidden subdivision. Then at West Junction, the train goes onto the UP Houston subdivision to get to the Houston Amtrak station. But on June 9th, 2024, the Sunset Limited train took a very rare routing through the city. Instead of going onto the UP Houston subdivision at West Junction, the train was routed onto the UP Harrisburg subdivision. At T and NO Junction, the train entered the UP West Belt subdivision. When the train reached Tower 26, it took the connector track to get onto the Houston sub, where it then backed up to the Amtrak station. This is the first time we have seen Amtrak being routed this way in the nearly 2 years since the Sampson Street railcams went live. The only times in the past where Amtrak takes unusual routings through the city is when there are unforeseen circumstances. For example, extreme congestion, maintenance work blocks, signal failures, or bad weather. Houston is a very dynamic railroad terminal where hundreds of trains are coming in and out of the city on any given day. And when there are unforeseen circumstances, the UP Spring dispatchers have to be quick on their feet and creative to make sure Amtrak gets through the city on time. This unusual routing saved Amtrak from having potentially multiple hours worth of delays. Jumping over to Blue Island, Illinois, an interesting and unusual Union Pacific locomotive was caught. The locomotive is UPY number 909, which is a rail power RP20BD. This locomotive is a genset low emission locomotive. Most of Rail Power's locomotives have been retired by all Class 1s that purchased them. It's interesting to see some still in service. Moving on to Tower 26, a CPKC train spots an interesting and rare style of locomotive. Third out in this lashup is a high hood EMD GP9 locomotive. This locomotive we assume was sold and used to belong to Adrian and Blissfield Railroad Company. The Adrian and Blissfield Railroad Company is a Class 3 short-line railroad which operates 20 miles of railroad track between Adrian and Riga in Lenawee County, Michigan. If anyone knows what's happening to this locomotive, drop a comment on the video. If you enjoy our content and wish to support our channel, hit that join button below. Now back to the video. Now check out this wild lashup at Tower 26 in Houston, Texas. This eclectic array of locomotives features various different electromotive products. UP 1395 is a EMD GP 40-2 built in 1979 for the Cotton Belt Railroad. UP 1595 is a SD 40-2 locomotive built in 1975 for Chicago and Northwestern Railroad. UP 1813 is also a SD 40-2 locomotive built in 1973 for the Union Pacific Railroad. UP 8619 is a EMD SD 70 Ace built in 2008. UPY 575 is a rare GP 15-1 built for the Missouri Pacific Railroad in 1976. And finally, UP 810 is a GP 38-2 built in 1976 for the Missouri Pacific Railroad as well. And that wraps up today's recap. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and share it with your fellow rail enthusiasts. Thanks for joining us on Live Trains. Until next time, cheers.